Welcome to the road to 40. I'm your host, Don Flamingo. Or something like that. No, not tonight. Not tonight, folks. I am your host, Jason Andrew Oliveira. That's right, Andrew is my middle name. I think it's some biblical thing, but I don't know. Got a new setup tonight. Some new lights, microphone a little closer. Lots of fun changes. So this is kind of a... Oh, okay, I got the right microphone checked. Hopefully that's working okay. I always fear that I'm going to do another one of these and I'm going to go back and check it and be like, no! I could do a voiceover. I think it'd be kind of fun because I could change up what I was going to say. Maybe I'll just do that every night. I found a piece of software I was using, Manicam to do the picture-in-picture, and I was trying to do it with Skyrim earlier. So I could get my desktop one and the Logitech camera inside the frame. So, great. Fire it up. The minute the game starts playing, it freezes on the background screen. It drives me crazy. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I think it'd be fun, because I talk... Sean mentioned this in a post from, I think, a few nights ago or last night, that he's glad he wasn't the only one that talks to NPCs. And I was like, okay. It's just funny. Because it's totally different than the character I play, because I can never play a villain. I always want to be like, I'm going to go destroy this town. And then I get there, I'm like, oh, these people have lives and children and stuff. I just can't do it. But I do end up talking to myself whenever I play, because it's funny. On the Sam Sorbo show or Laura Ingraham, they sound a little bit alike, and sometimes I have a hard time telling which one it was. I listened to it going into Walmart. I swear it was Sam Sorbo. I was only there about 20 minutes. Came back out, and it was Laura Ingraham, definitely. But the previous person that was on, if it was Laura Ingraham, it was on her show. Doesn't matter. It was one of the two of them. Was talking to somebody who they seemed to have some respect for, but that was a smoker of the marijuana. And she was like hitting around with him like, well, yeah, but you wouldn't do that in front of your kids. And he's like, yeah, well, my kids are grown now. Like, my son smokes. And like, he's just like, and she's like, well, where do you think that you had an influence on him? And he said something like, well, I kind of hope so. I was like, nice. And he was just like, yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And like, clearly she was like in a weird position because she didn't want to go against whoever it was that was on the show. However, she clearly, you could tell it wasn't how she felt. And she kept trying to turn the conversation, and he was just like, nope. He was very defiant. I can't remember who it was. I wish I could figure it out. I could probably go online. It was Laura Ingraham's show, I think. Or the one before it. I can't remember. It might have been the same show. Like I said, I was only there about 20 minutes. I just heard a voice. I never heard Sam Sorbo. So, I don't know. But I don't think it's a good idea, and people shouldn't vote Republican. But if they wanted to win, like, the next few elections, they could just be like, you know what, we're going to tell the government where they can take their, classification of marijuana. And then if you could sway that whole vote to their side, which there's too many other things that I disagree with that I could never vote for them, which is sad because if that was like, if a party came forward with like, that was their main objective, I probably wouldn't vote for them because they're too focused on something that doesn't quite matter as much as many other things. However, I'd be like, yeah, that's cool, man. You got your shit together. If I could see it both ways. Anywho, tonight was one of those magical nights outside. You could feel a storm coming, like that stillness, but there's still a breeze. You can hear something in the wind, something stirring, getting closer. Like, I don't know. Do other people experience that? I know I do. Like, I know I can feel it coming, and just the weather and everything, the way it makes me feel and smell and hear and see. Like, things have a very, like, washed out look to them right before a storm, like a good storm. I don't know. In my eyes, it does, at least. Maybe I can just see the future of weather and weather patterns. I am from Taunton, which is the meteorological center for weather on the East Coast. So, or it was, at least, I don't know, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I don't know if they moved that or not. I guess that must be a pretty standard thing. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. But I love those nights and I love those days. Here, they're very beautiful. Like, I remember them back in Massachusetts, but the house I lived in, I haven't really talked about the house I lived in back then. I know I've told you when we first moved back there after my father died, we lived on the second floor, me and my mother. And that's how it was always until she moved out. Originally, my grandmother was on the top. Well, my stepbrother was on the top floor in a converted attic that they did a pretty good job converting. Still wasn't up to code, but Portuguese. I think that's just white trash. No. And then my grandmother went to the top floor, and when my aunt moved in on the first floor. Anywho, like, we lived in a part of town. I mean, I don't want to say it was seedy or shady, but it wasn't the best part of town. Like, and it certainly wasn't the worst either. Like, I didn't come from the mean streets of Taunton. I can't. Well, I can say that, there was a lot of, like, there's fear when you left the house sometimes. Like, who am I going to run into? Somebody going to try to steal my bike? If you live in that neighborhood, you don't live in the best of neighborhoods. I'm sorry to say. I'm sure there's some worse all over the world, but yikes. So, a lot of times, especially growing up, after the age of being young and just going out all day, like when Nintendo starts to take the focus and you start spending a lot of time with electronics and video games, a lot of the weather gets overlooked. Like, but back then, even when I was younger on those days, I remember days with hurricanes were supposed to be coming. I'd get on my bike and ride around the neighborhood just because I could feel it in the wind. I could just, it was such an amazing feeling. And then the winds would start picking up and you're like, okay, now I got to go home. But, like, I remember the hurricanes. I would always go out right before the hurricanes as long as I could until it was, like, unsafe to be out anymore. Then I'd go inside. But I loved, because we never got horrible ones in Taunton that bad that I remember. Nothing went through Taunton as long as I lived there as bad as the derecho went through here, and was terrifying, just horrifying. Like, the winds of a hurricane are just like, they're strong, they push hard, and then they move on, and then they come back, and then they're gone again, in most cases. But the brunt of it you get hit with, and then the rest of it's not quite as powerful the rest of the way. It's just science. This derecho is just like a hurricane and a tornado made love, and this was their baby. So it was medium pace, stronger and faster than a hurricane, but nowhere near as. Look it up. It's weather. It's meteorology. Meteorology. Wow, that's I don't like saying that. That's even more than discs. I'm not gonna go back there. But Taunton, yeah. I think if I could have lived in a place like Berkeley or Dighton or Rehoboth or somewhere further out with a little bit of land, it wouldn't have been as bad. But I just didn't like growing up in that apartment building. Like, even though it was all family, the whole house. I think having a house on its own with a yard and stuff would have been nice. And I like having that now. Like, we do have that now, and it's going to be hard to give that up if we do downgrade and move to another, place in the country, at least, unless we go real small. But I just can't see it with the kids yet. I couldn't see less than, I know I'm a wimp, 1,500 square feet. That would be about it. Everybody gets a little space, do their thing. You know what I'm saying? Nice bathroom in the bedroom would be nice too. One of those master situations. That'd be pretty cool. I like this house though. I'm glad we're here. I've learned a lot being here. Grown a lot being here. Older and wiser, I'd like to believe. But a time just comes when it's like it's worn out and thin and not fun anymore. Like not this your life situations, but like where you live, like most specifically. Like I've looked pretty far in every direction that I can see. Maybe I would have liked to have seen a little bit more west, but I've been all the way to South Carolina. I've been to Florida, and I haven't been through Georgia. And I've been all throughout the north. And I don't feel like the north is calling me back yet. I feel like it's still this West Coast pull thing. I don't know. If it's meant to be, I think things will align. Alright, that's the closest to a spiritual confession you'll get out of me. That's it. I believe the stars will align if it is meant to be. And I think karma, a little karma too, you know? Be good to everybody. And hopefully, you know, I mean, don't do it just so that you hope that things will come around to you. Just do it. And it makes the world a better place anyway. I believe. I believe Bon Jovi is one of my favorite bands. I also am very excited about September 2nd of this year, which will be Counting Crows' 7th studio album release. I am thrilled to the core for this because they put out another best of or a live one or a cover one. The cover one wasn't bad. There were some good songs on there. But I want new Counting Crows because every time they put out a new CD, honestly, like sometimes it takes a little bit more to grow on me. But nonetheless, I always hang around with that CD for a good 6-7 months. I just love that band. I don't know. I like the thing they do. It's got a little southern twang to it, but I don't know. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. It sits really nicely in my SoundCloud. Let's just say that. It's hovering around here and there. Los Angeles, off of Saturday nights and Sunday mornings. That's one of those killer songs for me that just like when I hear that, like that makes me want to go to California. That sound, it paints a picture in my head of something that probably will never live up to, but I don't think so. I think honestly, like being artists, they know how to do that, like for the right person. You know what I mean? Like some people hear that and just hate it. Like I hear Matchbox 20. I don't like them at all. You would think that kind of fits into the same genre to a certain degree. But there's just this colorful life that dances around the Counting Crows. And literally dances. Like it makes me happy to hear their music. Like those pictures that it paints make me even happy. It's like a bonus feature on a DVD. Like their music does to me what no other music really does. Yeah, except for very few other bands, obviously. I know this is going off and on a tangent tonight, but I don't know. Yeah, that's how I feel. It's been a good night. I like this. I like this video. I haven't felt this good about a video in a while. Had a great night putting the boys down tonight. Like, I just like relaxed, and I took my time with every story that we read tonight, and I tried to make it dynamic. And they like when I make it just stupid and like add things like, and then Superman arrived with no penis, and they just crack up. They just love that stuff. Yeah, that's right. It'd be fun to be my child. Wait, I don't know how to. Can I take that back? That's just creepy, man. I was just going to show you the bandage that was on my toe. I took the bandage off today, and I cleaned my toe and toenail. And I was looking at it, and, like, the little flap that, like, the toenail snapped back. A lot of it. But I was able to cut off evenly to where it did without it hurting at all, which was very exciting for me. I think bandaging it for a few days. I think I'm going to put another bandage back on it for at least one more day, just so it doesn't, like, get crazy, because I stubbed it a few times today and I was like, oh, that feels yucky. So until either my toe gets used to this weird new feeling or the toenail grows back, it's not much, I will say that. It's only like probably the width of my pinky nail, and I got a teeny little baby pinky nail. Not baby? I mean, not all my fingers, but the pinky nail. It's teeny. It's very, very small. I hope you're enjoying this intimate look at my left pinky. Wouldn't it be awesome if smoke just popped out? If I had thought of that ahead of time, I probably would have done something stupid and regretted it and then begged for forgiveness for doing something stupid. So it is very weird having the microphone right here. It's like, I didn't even try to set it up this way. It just happened to fall this way, and I test recorded this way, sounded good this way. Lights looked pretty good this way, I thought. Background, closed it in a little bit. Put a little bit more focus on the talent. That's awful. The talent. What movie was that from? Groundhog Day. Did he just call himself the talent? That's the only reason why I said that. I guess technically I should be talking more into the microphone if I'm doing what is normally referred to as a podcast. I guess I would be down here somewhere, and we would travel into the late and distant lands of Ugganath, and together we will assemble a team of warriors. No, I guess, yeah. So, I mean, but the way I've got the camera set up, I can't always get it as close. So, doing it this way, I think, makes more sense. I think it's going to pick up the audio better. I like the lights better. That little spotlight, if they have the other one for $5 after I get paid, I'm going to grab the other one, and I'm going to do them from either side. They're phenomenal. $5 is a steal. If I could get them for like $2 at like Goodwill, I'd probably do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 of them. Just put them on a power strip. Just suck up the... Actually, I could do a solar strip. Just put it out the window, because I get a lot of sun right here in the morning into the afternoon, early afternoon. Maybe I could store enough power to just run these lamps at night. That'd be pretty cool, huh? I want to start experimenting more with solar. Maybe not in this house. Like, if we could afford to do some kind of solar on our roof with a generator, I would do it in a heartbeat. However, that's a huge investment, and I really don't want to be here much longer after turning 40. You know what would be a great gift? A house in California. That would be the the pinnacle. Whew. Make me tear up a little bit. Alright, we're at 36 subscribers with roughly 5 to 7 views. We'll say liberally over the course of the videos. So, I mean, I know it takes a complete viewing to count as a view, but the analytics show that, like, I don't know. I don't know if there's just, like, a need for this every night. Like, I'm going to do it through 40, so you're stuck with me to then at least. But I think after that, I think I'm gonna do like an hour to 2 hours one night during the week, and then I'll just try to cut it up and I'll release it that way. Or, I mean, I could just do every other night or twice a week or something like that. We'll see how I feel, and if I've got something I really feel strongly about at the time that I want to get out there. Get the word out there. If things start rolling, you know, especially if things get rolling, because, you know, it'd be great to suddenly, like, be doing this for not for reason, for money. You know what I mean? Like, maybe not this, but like, it'd be great if it opened up something. I don't know, like voiceover work or something. I don't know. I'm thinking too deep into this. I should just be having fun. I'm sorry. I am having fun. This is a good drink. Drank. You ever have drank? It was that stuff that they sold briefly. I know my friend Jess Carlozzi has tried drank. It's the reverse of an energy drink, and it works. If you drink one of those cans, one of the big, like, basically like a can of, you know, a big can of, not Red Bull, Monster Energy drink, about that size. It was purple. The whole can was like purple with white and purple writing, and it was just, I remember the can. And if you drank a whole one of those, I did it on my lunch break one day because I was just like, I need to relax anyway, you know, I'll just drink it. And it was just like, boo. And shortly thereafter, I could not find drank anymore. It went away. This has got a weird little stutter effect going on tonight, doesn't it? Maybe the lighting isn't proper. Now that looks fine, but when I come back here, I feel like something changed. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. I am just crazy. I've been talking for 21 minutes. I've been enjoying myself, and I'm hoping you're enjoying yourself too. If you are, please subscribe or pass this along to someone you know who might enjoy watching these wonderful things we call love. Don't forget to make somebody smile tomorrow. Make yourself a better person than you were today, and let's make the world spin a little happier together. I am Jason Oliveira. This is My Road to 40. And I'll catch you tomorrow night on episode 105. When's the next? 125. Can you consider that a milestone? Is that a milestone? Jeff, is that a milestone? Yeah. Okay, so 125 is our next milestone. Jeff just told me. Jeff who? I don't know. You guys have a great night. Thanks for always coming back. And I'll see you tomorrow night on episode 105 of The Road to 40 with me, Jason Oliveira.